We can use tables in HTML to lay out data in a table-like format. We construct a table using rows and also individual table cells for data, just like we would do in a program such as Excel. A long time ago, tables were popular for laying out web pages, but since CSS, this has become a thing of the past. However, tables still have their place and are useful for displaying data in an organized way. To add a HTML table, we have the table element. So if we go over to our index page or our HTML page that we want to add this to, we're going to scroll down and add this at the very bottom. So let's construct our table with the opening and closing tags. Then inside we use the tr, and we'll do this for each table row that we want to add to our table. So if we wanted to add 2 rows, we would add 2 sets of the tr tags, just like that. So this would now give us 2 rows of data for our table. Inside of each row, we can add our data in a couple of ways. We have the td tags for regular table data, or generally we may want this top row to be a header. So we can use the th element. And this stands for table header. Table headers are usually displayed bold and centered by default. So let's add some data inside of here. So let's start with some user information of first name. The second one, let's go for last name. And we can add as many of these as we want. And for the third one, let's go for country. And then at the bottom, we'll add one more table header for our age. If we give that a save and over to our HTML page in the browser, down at the bottom we have our bold titles of first, last, country and age. So as I said before, th is for table header. Normal cell data can be added using td. So in the second table row, let's open up our td tags. And then let's go for Chris as the first name. The second one. So Chris corresponds with the first name. The next row is for the last name. Then the third one is for the country. And then the fourth one is for the age. So again, open up the td tags and add an age inside there. Give that a save, and then if we go over to the browser, we should have our first row of normal data. We can go ahead and add as many more table rows as we like for each person. So let's add a new row with some more table data. And let's add a second person. So let's go for John Doe inside of there. The country, let's add USA. And then finally, the age, let's go for 56. And if we go over to the browser, we should see a second name in our table down at the bottom. Let's zoom in on this a little bit to see it better. And there we go. We can also add a title to this table by using the caption element just after the table opening tag. So back over to the HTML. Just after this opening table element, let's add the caption element inside of here. And this is just some text which will appear above the table. So let's add a caption of users and then reload. And there's our caption at the top, which is centered to the table. Just like with our HTML, we can also specify or even group together the head, body and footer areas of the table. So if we go back over to our table, the first row with the th element is for our header section. So surrounding this row, we can add the thead element inside of here. So let's add the opening tag there. And then the closing tag can go at the end of the row. And let's just indent this in so it's more clear. The next two names, or the next two rows, is our body. So let's add tbody inside of there. Again, let's move the closing tag down to the end of the body section, which is these two rows, and indent, and then let's save that. And if we had some footer data down at the bottom, such as some totals if we were adding up some numbers, this would go just below the table body. Using t-head, t-body and t-foot will not change anything in our table display, but they do make the data more descriptive. Also, there are a few more benefits. So let's save and then refresh. And we see it looks exactly the same. So we mentioned that there is a few small benefits to using t-body, t-foot and t-head, such as the header and footer areas can be placed at the top and bottom of a page when printing. Also on large tables, the browser can scroll through the body section data separately from the header and footer. So this is how we can use tables in HTML. Remember, tables are really useful for displaying data in a table-like format, but we should not be tempted to use them for laying out our website, as we have lots of better alternatives provided by CSS.